Fox News host Shepard Smith completely dismantled Donald Trump's Spygate lies yesterday. And this Friday on Audience Questions, we're going to cover what would it take for Fox News to turn on Donald Trump. And when we say that, we mean, aside from the occasional voices of reason of Shep Smith, less frequently Chris Wallace, and one time, was it just one time Neil Cavuto?
Just one time.
I think it was one time that Neil Cavuto said something that made sense. One thing that Shep Smith has been doing throughout the Trump presidency more than anybody else on Fox News has been calling out Donald Trump for his lies, and that includes the Hillary Clinton Uranium One conspiracy theory a few months ago, and he did it again yesterday. And if you haven't been following Spygate, and I don't blame you if you haven't been following it, it's a sort of amalgamation of conspiracy theories being pushed by Trump and Rudy Giuliani and some others, ranging from Democrats and Robert Mueller are rigging the upcoming midterms to literally there was an FBI spy in Donald Trump's campaign during 2016, and it's all meant to discredit Robert Mueller's investigation. Trump yesterday sent out an early morning tweet about some of this stuff, saying the 13 angry Democrats plus people who worked 8 years for Obama working on the rigged Russia witch hunt will be meddling with the midterm elections, especially now that Republicans, stay tough, are taking the lead in polls. Polls capitalized. There was no collusion capitalized, except by the Democrats. This is not only ridiculous, but indicative of a completely expired relationship to the real world on the behalf of Donald Trump. Shep Smith dismantling the entire thing on Fox News, no less. Take a look.
President Trump accusing the special counsel and his team of a whole new set of conspiracy theories. Unfounded, not based in fact or reason, with no evidence to support them. The president says, back up. The president says that Robert Mueller and his team are meddling in the midterms. There's nothing to support that claim, and neither the president nor the White House has offered anything to support that claim. Yet here's the tweet.
Right.
The 13 angry Democrats plus people who worked 8 years for Obama working on the rigged Russia witch hunt will be meddling with the midterm elections, especially now that Republicans, stay tough, are taking the lead in the polls.
Good inflection.
There was no collusion except by the Democrats. That was the tweet. The president claims the special counsel investigating Russia election interference and potential collusion with Team Trump will be meddling in our elections. There is nothing to indicate that's true. As for the rest of the tweet, documents show there are people who've registered as Democrats on the special counsel's team, but Robert Mueller is a Republican, and so is President Trump's Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, who appointed Mueller, an appointment many top Republicans praised. And the so-called rigged Russia witch hunt is not a witch hunt. It has resulted in charges against 4 former Trump associates. 3 pleaded guilty to lying to investigators about Russia. President Trump has also claimed the Fed spied on his campaign with an informant. The president calls it Spygate. Fox News can confirm it is not. Fox News knows of no evidence to support the president's claim that lawmakers from both parties say using an informant to investigate suspected ties to Russia is not spying. It's part of the normal investigative process.
I truly don't know why Shep is on Fox News, and we've speculated that it's calculated by Fox so that when they get called out for their sweeping bias, they can say, well, look, we've got Shep Smith here. It's possible Shep Smith has something on the executives there. The late, great Alan Colmes, who, of course, passed away a couple years ago, is someone I got a chance to know sort of well when I was living in New York City, and he told me some interesting things about Shep Smith, which I've never discussed, but would not make me totally surprised that Shep Smith may actually have something on Fox executives there. Many possibilities, and I genuinely wonder whether having Shep on Fox News is a good thing overall, right? Because on the one hand, we could say, listen, Shep Smith on Fox is an attempt to pierce the hyper-partisan bubble that their viewers live in. The counter to that would be, isn't it sort of a waste of someone who can tell it as it is, at least sometimes, and all it really provides is some cover for Fox News to say, here's one guy who has a different point of view, which is called the facts, compared to everybody else on Fox News. So I don't know. Do you have a strong feeling one way or the other, Pat, about whether it's a net gain or loss to have Shep on Fox?
I think it's a net gain for Fox to have him on because, yeah, then they can say that we play at both sides. But it's pretty obvious, too, that they're never going to put him in prime time. They're not going to mix him in with, like, Hannity and Laura Ingraham and Tucker Carlson. They'll keep his show in the early afternoon And that satisfies everyone, I think.
And the Fox News audience still immediately calls for his firing every time he says something like this. So it doesn't seem like he's really getting through to too many people over there. In any case, he was right. There's no evidence whatsoever that any of these conspiracy theories are actually based in reality. The video you just watched was made possible by support from you. Please go to patreon.com/David Pakman Show. You can make a pledge of as little as $1 per month. And every dollar helps to support the work that we're doing, particularly in light of the YouTube ad boycott, which has been really bad.